Hello and welcome. It is the completion of the 21st day of June 2019. Welcome to the Money Charts channel. My name is Derek. All bets, trades of the like, within each's own risk and their own reward. And I say bets and trades because it technically is a bet. The overall, I look at this whole crypto portfolio like a one large, big poker tournament. A poker tournament can last hours or days. This has lasted well over 2 years thus far, and it's doing well. I'll give you the math on that, but I pretty much, as final table mathematics, I'm in like second or third place out of a 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 player tournament. That's neither here nor there. It's going to be another time later on. But we're going to talk about Bitcoin, going to talk about trading, all that kind of fun stuff. So the last 3 days of BTCD breaking this resistance, there's not much more to say than, yeah, it's going up. Volatility, well, if this goes up big and there's big movements, fat candles, and the combination of the three, most certainly, yeah, well, that means markets are moving. I've made a lot of ratio trades today, and I'm probably going to keep on doing so. And this is an exciting situation as I'm looking at this. Let's transform this into Bitcoin. 10,861 is the price. And this is the area I conservatively thought I was going to go to. So now we'll see what happens from here. I mean, it's all wild card pretty much from this situation. Single hour term, so overextended. Uh, we'll see. That's where we go from here. Yeah, it's got a lot more to cover. Let's go on to, and just the old rule of thumb. Let's just take a look at the percentage gainers and losers. This is over the last 3 minutes and 11 minutes, 3 hours and 11 minutes. Bitcoin's up 6+%. Litecoin against the dollar is up 3. DGB against the dollar 1.5. And the Bitcoin dominance is big. Gold finished the day on Friday up 0.8. Okay, let's take a look at the downers. Go is down 9.4. I've bought a lot of that today. GRS, looking to buy some soon. Skycoin, Theta. I've been buying a lot of Theta today. I've been buying Theta. Komodo. I haven't done any Komodo trades today. Unless it was early in the morning or after midnight. I have counted trades again. It's like 20 plus. I'm waiting on Ripple right now versus Theta. I want to make a trade there. And also GRS versus DGB right now. I'm trying to sell some DGB to buy GRS. I'm trying to sell Ripple to buy Theta. And of course, Litecoin's down against this, and I've seen this two, three, four times. About three or four times probably in 2007, 2017 rather, where Bitcoin goes up nice and big, and the dominance on it would be so large. I don't know. I know we're gonna do a little wick here. I'm gonna ignore that, but it's gonna come right. I don't know if I'm gonna get the data. No, this is the wrong one. I'm going to Bitcoin dominance. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I'm hoping I can. It's the dominance from 2017. Yeah, let's just get past there. Maybe I will. And then get another wick in here. Well, let's see what does my memory serve me? Well, early not much. So here's let's just get past this point in here. This was one of the spots in here where it happened big. As you can see, Bitcoin dominance came down. This was a nice little November. I can't remember what happened in November. What the November move was to bring it down. But this was one of the big moves in which it occurred. And really all of 2016 and the first long while of 2017 it occurred. I've put together a quick little ratio game, and the day is not day 1596. I'm guessing it's day around 100. I started with zero point 0.3 Bitcoin in this game. I've done better than double it, and I started with 10,000 Link, so I'm pretty much at the same, just a hair a bit more. I've reduced the rake of this game to 1/10 of 1%. And what I've done is I've gotten data where I've gotten like something like close to a million, over 800, between 800 and 900,000 rows of data. So what I did is I just took the price point every 90 ticks. And that's what this goes to. So day 1596. And this is what I've been doing. And it's really a simple strategy, really, for the most part. It's a 5-10 game. You don't sell unless it's over 5% move. And at 10% plus, things get a little interesting. But I'll just show you what I mean. So Day 1596, next move, it says link gain 358, but I've got it set to automatically go there. So link would gain 8.53%. So I want to sell under 8.5% of what I own. So something like, say, 800 of them. And now we see BTC, a gain of 10%. So I want to sell a little under 10% of the Bitcoin that I own. And that would be somewhere about 0.068 maybe. And I would do it again. So Link gains a little over 10%, so I could sell an even thousand. And it just goes on from there. If there's a 20% gain, maybe you sell about 14, 15% of what you got. 30% gain, you're selling over 20. 50%, you're selling close to 30%. 100% gain, you're selling over a third of what you got. If it triples, you're selling definitely at least half. Those types of numbers in that. So Bitcoin gains 9.2%. I can go 0.06 even. That's a good trade. And that's what I like to do. So if just a small gain for Link. Okay, so I can go something like 600 of them and just get it traded. And what I'm noticing on days like today, you can get a lot of multi-trades intraday as well. So for me on the spreadsheet that I'm using, again, I've made about 24 of these trades. Some of them have had multiple trades in the day. Some of them haven't had any. Arc and Theta didn't trade, but the ratio is, this is what the ratio is. Yeah, you would need 4.19 Theta to buy one Arc. You need 29,964 to buy one Bitcoin Cash, and so on and so forth. One of my favorite ratios here is Litecoin Theta. This is starting to pump up a little bit, so I'm gonna if the ratio can stay or climb from this, I'll be making some more phone calls tomorrow, and well, maybe one, but still, nonetheless. The numbers on the right hand side, I take the differential. So I'm looking for moves. Once they get past 5, I'm starting to look at it. I'm trying to trade a DGB with GRS right now. I got a sell order now. After the conclusion of this video, I'm gonna go through it, see if it hits. Because the last time I traded it was 30.16. It's down to 27.33, which means that when the ratio goes down of a higher number, that means the lower price coins has overperformed it since that point, and that would be GRS. And I recently just ended up selling some DGB this morning for that coin. And the Ripple, it's very close to making a trade, but I'm at the point where I'm looking for at least like 6% or so. But with today's volatility, I'm upping it to like where we are now at 8. I want to try to get a bit better than I can. At 5.63, I got my eye on Litecoin and DGB. And if that's the case, I'm going to want to sell some DGB and buy some Litecoin, but I want a bit better of a move. And for a while, it always seems that I got my eye on Dash and Theta, but I'll get a few trades here and there. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Then you got these ones here that are trades that I did recently make earlier this evening. Like just the last few hours, I've made probably 10 trades alone. And again, it's because the market's been getting its ass kicked when you look at it. Again, when you show the Litecoin barely up against the dollar and really barely down against Bitcoin when you consider all of this volatility. Coins like Go, I mean, was at like 332, now at 173. Okay, so it's at a decent leg lower. Markets go up, markets go down. I mean, I expect that. Single or 15-minute time frame. I mean, this is the move. But during this whole point down, 160. What's the lowest price I bought at? The answer is 170. That's the lowest I got. But buying all this move down from like breaking down 204, all the ratios fell. I expect this to have big volatility. That's the reason I'm playing this as like a whatever play because my crosses are mainly Litecoin against a bunch of coins, DGB against a few, 3 of them. You got Theta a bunch. Those are the coins that I like to play in it. But this one is just a little fun one, a little lower stakes per value compared to the other ones, but against different crosses, and it's kind of fun to do. But the mathematics amongst the trading strategy, of course, is what I'm really keen about, and the moves that can occur I mean, right here, situations like this, and this is probably just a whatever move to what really could happen back in this level, 500 up to 1200. It's double. I guess. Well, let's just see here. Is this a poor log scale? Because this is 500 up to, yeah, up. I mean, that's better than 2x, 2.5. From this low to this high, we're looking at 475 to like, well, it's not 2x, but it's not that close, far away from it. Either way, we could be looking at, uh, well, here, what's this move here? This was going from 220 up to 365. And give this a situation of the volatility, like was the case that we had at the end of 2017, we could see a 10, 20, 30x gain at any given time. I've looked at just a bunch of things. There's one interesting person who made a YouTube video who came up with some good, interesting points, and I'm thinking, you know what? I know he didn't say it, but it's your own risk, your own reward. So I took my own risk on it, and if I win, I get the reward. That's as simple as that. If I make good profit from it, then I make profit from it. And if I lose on it, obviously the case is known. Okay, now this is just sick with DGB. I mean, it's volatile. It's volatile. I try to get one better Satoshi number, and I'm way off. I mean, just check out this 1 minute frickin' time frame. I haven't looked at it, but um, I'm many bases. I mean, that's just sick. I was trying to get a sell order at like, I don't know what number, but yeah, this and this. I'm like, oh, it's going up. So I put a sell order in as it was down in here at 139. It was a 138, 139 spread. And I just checked now to see where we were, and I see we're at 132. It's like, yeah, whatever. But you know what? That's what these markets will do. And if you can catch them on the fast levels, I mean, that was a move going from like 131 to 140. That's a 7% move, and it didn't take that long to happen, as you can see here. It gave it all back. And just think of this as a mechanism of trading. If this just never happened, then that would not happen. And it would be like it not happening here. It didn't happen here. So you got a free chance. You got a bonus opportunity to get some profits. And if you were in there, oh, sell, and you got your sell order hit here, well, now you got your buyback here. And or if you don't got your buyback, you're in good position or you're in good shape. Okay, maybe I'm halfway there to my next buyback or whatever. Because your next buyback might end up being at 125. And of course, if it works on the ratio, I'm just looking at those numbers, and it's all a matter of division. And there's so many reasons why I like to trade coins against each other rather than Bitcoin. One of them is because of the higher volatility. If you take two coins and you look at its coin, the amount of times you should be getting trade crosses and how much its volatile moves are over whatever period of time, compared it with each other, and then those two individually against Bitcoin, well, the cross is going to have higher moves, more moves, and higher volatility. So that's reason number one. And you might think, oh no, I mean, here you see like, okay, this coin's down 3%. I mean, I've been selling a lot of coins down 3% for another one that's down 8% or whatever. And that sounds, well, that doesn't sound right. And it'll be the same thing on the way up. You have a situation where one coin's up 17% and the other's up 6. So you're selling the one that's up 17 for the one that's up 6. But you also do notice the reversals do come in, or the great spots where one's up and the other's down. Those are the great ones where, say, you have a day where one coin you like is up 25% against Bitcoin, one of those great rally days, and you're ratio trading with something that's down 10% that day against Bitcoin, making that move even better. So those things will happen as well. But that's one thing. But if you look at even multiple reasons, well, even the fees. I like to take funds off the exchange. I'm going to be doing that in about half hour, 45 minutes. Looking okay. Let's look at what we've bought in today. Get the theta off. Get the second. I've already taken go. It'll be 2 times today. I'm going to take go off the exchange. I did it about 3 or 4 hours ago. Then, bunch more buys come in. But anyway, the next reason is because markets go up, markets go down, and when markets have spectacular rallies of major forms, like one coin goes up, say 12x, 5x, and the other goes up 5.7x or whatever. I mean, they can be even sicker than that, or it gets to those peak periods are like, okay, why don't you just sell some for Bitcoin? I say this is what I'm going to be doing myself, but why don't you just sell some of each for Bitcoin? Obviously, I'm going to sell a little bit more of this. I'm going to still keep ratio trading these along the way. But the net value of them here, compare the net value of them here, are much greater. So it's a good idea maybe to put them into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a currency, it's money. So what can you use it for? Well, you can figure that out. But one of the ways I like to is also the buyback. So let's just assume something like DGB 130. It has a big move. It's up to like 859. Okay, and now I'm going to end up taking some and sell it for Bitcoin. And maybe I'm trading this against Litecoin, which is at say 0.05 now. I'm going to sell some of that for Bitcoin. Or I'm trading that against or anything, even Theta. Say Theta, I'm trading against things. It's at like, it goes to like 10,000, 20,000 Satoshi. Don't count on that not being possible because it very easily can. Yeah, let's sell it for Bitcoin at that point. And yeah, the withdrawal fees will be high, but I hope it'd be getting enough liquidity and enough, maybe like two or three or four different coins per day, and I can would make a nice lump sum. And I don't care about spending what might even be $20, $30 to withdraw based on where the Bitcoin prices might be. So let me give myself, I'm just going to show again what I do to update this. It seems I have to update this every few minutes because these can change sporadically fast. So I'm just going to go like this. And how am I got a different smaller screen, so I can go like this and this. Okay. So here, that's not much of a change here. That's only up 1 basis point. Bitcoin Cash is 41.58, so it's barely down since my last update. Dash is at 1601, so it's barely up. DGB, oh, it's down. It was 139. Now we see it's 130. ETC at 829, so it's down about 1%. GoCoin was 175. Now it's still 175. GRS 3768. That's what I was trying to buy back with the DGB. Commode about 1315. LTC we got at 1308. So that's a decent decline there. That's 22 basis points. That's about I don't know if that'll open any trades, but that's about 1 point something percent. Take a look at that next. Neo 1353, that's hanging in there, down just barely. Qtum 339, down 1%. Sky 178, down 1% as well. Theta 1149, same price. Tron 321, same price, and Ripple 4204, down 0.25%. 4,200 now, as if it matters much. Okay, so any percentage here, 7.5%. I could take it. It's there on the table for me. I could take it right now and get somewhere around there, and it's usually near that number. But that's no 5.8% coming close. Dash and Theta. This number's going up. That's selling Dash to buy Theta. But again, I'm just looking at this now. And if it becomes available, and there's really nothing else left here to do. Hence why I'm doing this video now, because I'm like, okay, this thing is settled in there, and I can just go about heads. Now, why did Litecoin get hit such a huge hit individually? I mean, we can see here, 5-minute term time frame, 136 down to 130. It's going to have its moves up and down. That's the way these markets work. And it might look damaged on the daily term. It's not. I mean, it's as long as it has these moves, that's far from damaged. I mean, the system breaking, if you will. I don't see cryptos. In fact, I see all these great things where, like I said at the front, where the Bitcoin price goes up first, and then the other coins go up second. People accumulate Bitcoin, and then they have Bitcoin, and then after that, altcoins come up, which is a good reason. Oftentimes, when the move ends, it can be a fast, sharp move on the other end, where we can all of a sudden start to see spots where uh, all the altcoins are up like 6, 8, 9, 12, 15, 27%, 20, and then 1, 7. And then there's some that are up 50 and 100% and 200% maybe. And then Bitcoin's up 3%, or it's break even, or it's -1 even, or -4. Well, maybe not -4, but who knows? I mean, it's volatile enough where it could be. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow. And then when those are the cases, when you have days where it's like 6% for this one and 12% for that, then the ratio trades here are going to work out very, very well. And if you're trading Bitcoin, of course, you should be in this. At least if I was trading Bitcoin, it'd be buy order city for all these altcoins. Now, of course, I'm not doing that, and the easiest way to do that is orders. But I really don't want to have too much for orders in at this stage because of course, the Cryptopia fiasco, and I want to have the limited amount of coins that I possibly can on here. So, is there really much more else to talk about? Ethereum was looking pretty good earlier, as far as I noticed when everything was declining, it was like down 1% against Bitcoin, it seemed. Yes and no. I mean, it's. Yeah, I mean, you see it. Oh my goodness, this looks so bad on the daily. It's had this range broken down, this low higher than lower than this one, and that's choppy for the year. It's even on the lower side of the range from this high to this low. That doesn't look all that great. I mean, for trading up and down moves, I mean, other volatility dependent, and it's okay for just the base, but for cryptos, Ethereum is low. But yeah, it looks like this against that, and against the dollar, it looks something like that instead. And that line that I put in, it just broke. It doesn't. It might not mean anything, and it might mean something. So it's up to you to determine what. So I mean, the difference is Bitcoin goes up first. A lot of these alts come into play. And if we look at another case in point, like I mentioned, 2016 was pretty much one of those years where Bitcoin went up and everything else didn't. So Ethereum didn't. It did have an up, and I don't like to count this as much of an up move because you're going to get individual moves here and there. But it came back just to where it came from, and it didn't really get going until it broke resistance here in February of 2017. That's when it started to get going. And Bitcoin in February 2017 was close to 2 years removed from its bottom of its bear market. Of and Bitcoin was little under $1,000 at that time, 850, $900, which means it was like 500 at many times in 2016, and probably around here, it would have been about five, six, 700. And then the size of this move was like $12 up to 350. Okay, I mean, whatever. It's just part of how the game is played. Let's just take a look at just a regular old coin that, I mean, it might be just trying to think of one offhand. I mean, LBA library credits. Is that even still in business? Or LBC? Libra credit. Man, I have no interest in Libra credits, by the way, at all. LBC. Yeah. Let's just happen to see what it did during that time, and I want daily time frame. Okay, the easiest way is just to. So as mentioned, altcoins going down. Like in all of 2016, so there's July, August, September, October, November, December. Still not going up yet. There we have a little bit of a spark rally, but I mean it's just a lame ass one when you consider how much it's given. But it's still, I mean, you make your ratio trades, you make your market trades on it, and then it just does nothing here. And this is a late bloomer, man. This was a very late bloomer. And this would have worked out really good in ratio trading. Because what would have happened? The way to. Yeah, it's still a late bloomer, I guess. I was thinking early February the market went. No, but it was late February. But even still, it was a late bloomer. Because the markets got going roughly around here. That's when the bull market started. February 28th, 27th, 26th even. And then we have this. It goes from 1500 Satoshi up to 33. And then it goes up to that. And then it has some moves. And then just these are the type of spots I want to see have happen again. A situation where a market can go from, in one day, can go from 4,000 up to 5,500. So essentially getting about 30 plus percent and then giving more of it all back and then just crushing that number again, maybe over a period of like 10 days, 12 days, as we can see here, 4,000 up to like 76. And it wasn't done yet. You have all of these, and then these major, better volatile spots. This day here, this outside day where the low was like 5,000 and the high was over 12. That's better than 2x. Lots of opportunities there. And then how you just bring the market down, these nice back and forth, large volatile red, green, and days back and forth is what I'm looking for. And then they just kept on going. And it meant, of course, like I say, middle of June. I've said before many times, just around the middle of June, oh, it tops against Bitcoin. And if you're ratio trading, say you're trading this with something else that's also kicking ass as well, that's when you say to yourself so many times, well, back in here it was like 2,900. Next thing you know, you're like, oh, 17,000. So you pull some off and you sell some for Bitcoin. I'm going to put a line here, and you're like, okay, say in here, 22 even. I'm going to sell some for Bitcoin. And then time goes by, and then, oh, it's up again. Maybe not 33 because it's only a 2x move. Not quite a 2x move. But, well, let's just backtrack. If you're at 1,500, you could easily be selling at like 8,000, 12,000. So realistically, in here, sometime with these points, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna pull some off the table, and and then again, the price doubles. So if the price doubles again to like say 40, 50, 60, you would do it again. In this case, of course, it wouldn't. But what would have happened here is the Bitcoin you took off the table here and the Bitcoin you took off the table here for coins like this. And I'm not going to be trading any of this shit coin because I don't want to. But it's all about the movements of the coins that I care about. Even the coins that I'm trading, it's just I just care about its movements to do this. Qtum, I mean, I'm just trading it because I think it's got a good chance of going up, and I'm hoping it's got some volatile moves. With that being said, what you sold here, well, obviously both of them went down. And technically, you could have ended up flipping again. But what did you do with the Bitcoin here? So to me, if I would have, for whatever I sold for this, I don't want to buy back until A, it gets a half off move or at least. And B, if I sell, say, 100, I might only want to buy back about 125 to 130 on a 2x move. And if maybe I'm going for a 3x down move, maybe I want to buy back 185 or something like that. And that's something that I will keep on the table with a Bitcoin trade. It's high volatility or high moves, long waits. But I'm just going to keep in the wallets and wait for the numbers to play out. So therefore, you take some of that Bitcoin, you put in the wallet, you're going to be using it to do things like uh, profit take, really. One of the better things. Buy silver, buy gold, all that type of stuff. And then, so this one here at 10,000, well, here's some lower numbers here. And you could have not bought here and bought there, and so be it. You're still mathematically gaining on the trade when it comes down to it. And so on and so forth, moving forward for stuff like that. So that's again another reason why I like to ratio trade is for that exact situation. For if I'm trading Bitcoin back and forth, I really can't do that because I'm already trading it against Bitcoin. And it's interesting because I've traded Bitcoin today, I guess, a few dozen times, but my balance hasn't changed all day. I have, with the exception of a microfraction number probably, I have the exact same amount of Bitcoin I did now than I did yesterday, that I did the day before at this time. Thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.